Hello. Well, I came across this message from Amnesty. It was on Twitter, posted on the 10th of July. They have posted very similar items before, so this is just a gentle reminder, just to make sure you're not backsliding. So I hope you're paying attention. It says that trans rights are human rights, which is something with which I cannot disagree. But before I go on, I want to remind you that I'm not talking about the old-fashioned type of trans. No, I'm talking about the modern trans. You know, the ones who make much of their human rights and their human lefts, as well as that bit in the middle. Now, the modern trans are nothing if not comprehensive and will display their rights and their lefts, and especially that bit in the middle, to any woman who happens to be in the changing room, or any child that happens to be at a parade, for instance. Certainly their rights are very human, as well as their lefts. And of course, that bit in the middle, we mustn't forget about that. So far as Amnesty is concerned, those rights are far more important than the women's rights to feel safe when in an area in which they are supposed to be accorded some privacy. But Amnesty thinks this right is less important than trans rights and lefts and the bits in the middle, of course. Which must mean that Amnesty regards women as somewhat less, somewhat, you might say, lacking, than the ones who do have the rights and the lefts and the bits in the middle. Now, this is not without precedent. Indeed, there are some very respectable religions who have that attitude as well. And what is the recent trans movement if it is not a religion, with high priests, festivals and heresies against which even the heads of political parties dare not speak?
Is it transphobic to say only women have a cervix?
Well, it is something that shouldn't be said, something that shouldn't be said, something that shouldn't be said.
Now, how much more religious could you get than that, I ask you? I rest my case. So, I suppose it's the way of the world, and women will have to come to terms with those rights and lefts and bits in the middle, even when they're dangling off humans who, as well as their rights, have shoulders twice the breadth of their hips and hands like Wagner Group sledgehammers, and following a well-trod pattern set by so many other religions, women hardly qualify as being human at all. And we have it now straight from one of the most famous human rights organisations in the world. Although I do have to remind you that when Amnesty started, it was a campaign group for political prisoners, and rights meant the right not to be punished for your opinions. Whilst now it's standing up for the exact opposite.
No, if you see a turf, punch him in the face!
But, you know, the world moves on, especially when it's going to hell in a wheelbarrow downhill. So, ladies, know your place and just come to terms with the obvious fact that according to Amnesty, you don't have rights or lefts. Or most importantly, not that bit in the middle. So you're a bit scuppered, aren't you? Although, now I come to think of it, don't despair. I've just remembered there are doctors only too happy to fix that, so I suppose all is not lost. And on that happy note, I shall remind you I'm Granniopteryx. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds, also Twitter and Gab, where I let you know when I've uploaded a new video. The links are all in the description, as are links to donation sites if you wish to use them. But the best you can do for this channel and this video is to like it, to share it and to subscribe. Till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the granniopteryx design or Grambo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.granniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share, share, share.